Faisal Faz Mawanda. Welcome. In today's video, we are going to continuously move to our topic that we discussed earlier, which was about the cryptocurrency. Just as we understood that cryptocurrency is a digitized currency, or is a purely digitized currency, which is something we try to understand how really it works. And once we understand that, that means that we are moving forward. But before we go into that, I want us to remember something I've already said about innovation, that this is a continuous kind of innovation we need to understand. When we talk about cryptocurrencies, it is a great subject, misunderstood by many people, but it is a simple kind of concept. And that's why we come as MarkTech to try to take you through this hard subject as you look at it, so as to understand. So, as I told you earlier, that we are going to be using this platform for some time as we get to understand before we go into the exchanges, which are the markets. So we are going to have a simple demonstration of what we looked at when we talked about the issue of the medium of exchange and the store of value, because this is why cryptocurrencies are here for. You really want currency. So we are going to look at it shortly. We are looking at the dollar. Just as I said that, we need to understand why we are doing things. Why are you keeping your money into the dollar, right? But again, why are you buying cryptocurrencies? You need to have reasons for both sides, so that you have a clear decision onto what decision you have to take, right? So, I said that basing to the way how the world is operating, we are saying that fiat currencies were not created actually to have value, like to always, they were created to always lose value because of the economics behind it and how they are being created. It's simple, easy, because you cannot print, the mechanisms they use, print, you print again and print again and print again, right? You're adding into the market, or you're adding into the community. But again, within cryptocurrencies, we've seen that there is a limited supply. This is the amount of money that has to, or the amount of tokens that have to exist, right? So within this, what I want to demonstrate here is this kind of inflation we are talking about, because in cryptocurrencies, there is the way inflation is managed. But within fiat currencies, inflation has failed to be managed because of certain issues. And part of it is how these governments mismanage these currencies. But now the reason as why I'm using the dollar right here is because this is the king of currencies. Okay, they always tell us the dollar has value. It only has value in outside countries, or in the countries besides maybe the US. In African countries, you look at the dollar as it has value. But with currency, we are measuring fiat currencies in terms of the purchasing power, right? Over time. Your purchasing power over time. Okay, how many years have you lived? Let us take those that have lived, 50 years. And here I'm having statistics from 1913. From 1913, let's say a dollar started at this. And the reason as to why we are bringing in 1913, it is when the Federal Reserve was created, right? So once the Federal Reserve was created at $1, right? And here there was a point of having the link between the dollar and the assets. It was linked to gold, the dollar, right? Until when the dollar was removed, until the dollar was removed from linking to gold. But you're going to see that since 1913, right, the dollar has always decreased in its purchase, in its buying power. Like, for example, those people that lived 50 years back, once they tell you how much they used to buy anything within shops, it was a penny. 1 cent you buy something. 1 cent had value, much more value. What it used to buy, if at all you want to buy a burger, you can buy it at more dollars than which maybe was used. It was used to buy like 5 cents or 2 cents. For example, right here in the previous video, I gave an example of eggs. For example, how much eggs were bought in 2000s right here. And someone could buy a tray of an egg within Uganda at an amount of about 2,800 or 3,000 wholesale. Today we are talking about, today in 2023, we are talking about the same kind of tray of eggs, which is bought at 12,000, even 15,000. You look at that kind of inflation. You look at that kind of, that the buying power someone has. Imagine, had you kept 1 million until today, how many tray of eggs are you buying today? But again, let us assume that these eggs were not expiring, or until today you had the potential to keep them until today, and you had bought at 3,000, let's say yes, 3,000 or 2,800. You bought the eggs and you kept those tray of eggs, and then you sell them today. Imagine a difference, that difference from 3,000, let's say, but 3,000 to, let's say, 14,000. Are you seeing that you have a difference of 11,000? 11,000 as a difference, being an inflation within those years from 2,000 to a single commodity. So the buying power, people's buying power is being taken away from these fiat currencies. And that's why you've seen more countries looking at the dollar, or many rich people. The rich think that keeping their money within the dollar is safe. But tell me, how is this safe, right? See when the dollar started. Oh, we are taking this from $1 and see today it's almost at zero from where it started. But how can you track that? You can track it into the things you buy. Something you bought at 1,000, it is now costing like 5,000. Something you bought at 5,000, it is now costing at almost 20,000. What kind of currency is that? How can you teach people to create currency? As we say, we've had many countries talking from coming from wealth creation. But had we had currencies like Bitcoin from this year of 1913, then today we would be talking about wealth actualization. This is the real meaning. But why are we, even from the initiation of the currencies, of the fiat currency till today, we are still in wealth creation, wealth creation, wealth creation. It is the project that is moving within each and every country. No country has ever come out to say we are into a phase of wealth actualization. So once we begin using cryptocurrencies, I think for the coming 30 years to come, those that have bought cryptocurrencies, they will be talking about wealth actualization, because this is not the way how these systems for cryptocurrencies are decentralized. They give liberty to decentralization, that people can keep their assets in a decentralized manner by themselves, besides these other people that come in as middlemen that manipulate them or that steal their things at the end of that day. So by looking at that, what comes into your mind? What comes into your mind? Are you, what kind of questions are coming into your mind? By the way, how you've been understanding currency. Because as you're chasing paper money, as I talked about when I was introducing money, there is more I talked about, and why I said it's not money. Why don't you look at within your mind so that you differentiate where you get value?